a teacher who labels himself a lifelong student, a cattle industry expert who's mastered the art of motivating people to their highest potential. This is Larry Corah.
Well, I grew up in a family situation where both my parents basically had just a grade school education. So from the time that I can remember, I was always told I was going to college, and so my challenge is what was I going to major in, what was I going to do? And I actually started out on the engineering side. I realized pretty quickly when I went to my first drawing class that I had zero aptitude to be a construction engineer, and I better get into something that maybe I enjoyed or could relate to. And so agriculture became that, and it was fortunate in that once I got into agriculture, then my college careers kind of blossomed and grew from there.
From North Dakota and Michigan to Australia and Wyoming, Larry gathered up experience in meats, beef reproduction, and cattle feeding before settling in Kansas.
Well, I've been very fortunate that my wife of 50 plus years has always been she came from an agriculture background as well, and so she understood agriculture, understood farming and cattle production and those type of things, and was always very supportive of my career, not only in the sense of being willing to encourage going to graduate school or things like that, because I was married while I went to graduate school.
But it was on his family's diversified farm near Park River, North Dakota, that he first developed his curiosity. There, his father worked very closely with Extension.
And that was really your source of new information. So I always recall the county agent being out there saying, hey, would you consider doing a variety plot, or we would like to do some demonstrations on a new product that's just coming in. So it seemed we were always trying to do something, and even as a youngster you got involved.
Thinking like a cattleman, but ever a scientist, Larry used that background to author and promote research that would help those all across the country improve their herds.
I always felt going to a meeting, maybe I would learn as much as they would learn from me just by getting the questions they asked or visiting with them before or after meetings and finding out what was going on in the industry and what needed to be focused on, both from standpoint of presentations, but also then identifying research projects. What are research projects that could be done? And one of the things that I did a lot of at K-State and really enjoyed doing was what we call field trials, where we go out to the farm and actually do field research. And the producers, I found, really enjoy being a part of that, but also then you generate data that can be communicated to producers all over the state, but all over the United States as well.
Larry's impacts are far-reaching and varied, completing some of the earliest work on fetal programming, implementing a hands-on internship program, building communication strategy to help producers learn about it all. But his greatest accomplishment may be those he built up.
If I look back career-wise, what I probably have enjoyed the most is the opportunity to not only hire people, but then try to help them be successful in their careers. And in the process, not only it's fun to watch their personal achievements, but then the benefits they've had to the organizations or companies they're a part of.
The list is deep in both number and quality, including professionals like Missouri's Dave Patterson, Iowa's Darrell Busby, and Mitch Blanding of Zoetis.
I would hope that they would say that in some small way I impacted their life and their career.